Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Danny Shay on a Saturday talking politics. Wow. Well, I got busy Friday, so I'm going to wrap it up today, Saturday. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Today, what I want to talk about, number one, I want to send D Feinstein off. Just give her some love as she transitions. And then I want to talk about Congress just a little bit. We may have something where they're not going to shut us down. I'm going to take a quick look at that. Quick. And then I want to look at, somebody asked me to look at Robert Kennedy Jr. To see what's going to happen if he jumps into the Libertarian presidential race. And then I want to talk about Fani Willis' case. We had the first flip where a bondsman, a businessman who owns a bonds company, pleaded guilty to the RICO charges. And he was really tied into the Kraken attorney, Sidney Powell, and if I am remembering correctly, he had like an hour-long conversation with Jeffrey Clark, who was going to be, what was he? Trump was going to put him, all I can do is see him in his underwear, standing outside his house. Oh my God. That's not an image that I want. So I just wanted to share that with you all so that you could have the same image too. Let's all imagine Jeffrey. No, let's not. Okay, so those are the things I want to talk about, and then, you know me, I'll rant a little bit. So D Feinstein, without cards. This woman was such a powerhouse. She took over the mayor of San Francisco when the mayor and Harvey Milk were shot in San Francisco. So we forget how inflammatory and how crazy the times were back then. And we think, oh, our times are so crazy. Yeah, well, look how she became in power. She, in my opinion, was a true centrist. She worked both sides of the aisle, which in some of the reporting that I've read and watched, that's what they said as well. And but she wasn't without controversy. So she really supported AIDS work and AIDS research, yet she wouldn't support domestic partnership. So people really liked her, and then they really didn't. So she was bouncing back and forth. But she produced an assault weapons ban, or is a big part of it. And, you know, I'm sure she did some other things that were maybe not so great. But the things that she, you know, maybe staying in office too long, but the things that she did, she broke so many glass ceilings. And for that, I just want to just send her off over that rainbow bridge, and with a lot of love, with a lot of confetti, with a lot of cheering. There are people that are on the other side that are welcoming her. There is such a party up there. I mean, that's what Psychic Duck and I think. I mean, lucky woman to have been, to be greeted by so many on the other side. So I just want to add my support and love as she transitions. All right. So the thing that she loved the most, the government, maybe not the workings, but she loved the government, or she wouldn't have been in there that long. So Congress this week has been just a big nothing. I mean, it was a show. It truly showed how dysfunctional the Republicans are. I talked to my Republican brother, and he was even going, oh my God, I can't even watch. So maybe some people are opening up. This is just, it's so partisan, so partisan. When it was brought to the floor that said, okay, if Hunter Biden is guilty, how many Democrats are going to support him going to jail? And they raised their hand and they said, and if Trump is found guilty, how many people are going to support him going to jail? None of the Republicans raised their hand. None. The Law and Order Party. You know, when they say they don't want crack coming over the borders, then they got to prove it. They got to stop smoking crack because they're cray. Okay, that was a little off the rails. All right, so the government shutdown. Let's take a look at that because, as you know, there's a lot of benefits, a lot of programs that are going to be shut down because of this, and it's just irresponsible what they're doing. All for a few extremists, and I think they're being called out. Right now, as we speak, there's a bill on the floor for a continuing resolution for another 45 days, which really, are you going to bring it to the very end? I don't even know when 45 days in the calendar, where we will be at that time. But nonetheless, it's crazy. So the only thing that they're not doing is Ukraine, and they're not going to fund Ukraine in this bill, but they are going to be giving into a lot of other things for 45 days. The Senate is not happy with that. Certainly the Democrats are not happy with that. Oh, the cards don't even want to shuffle with this. I have a feeling like it is going to pass. I think they're going to avert this shutdown, but it's not. We are going to shut down, but then it's going to reopen back again. Is that true? Is that true? 3 cards. Yes. Ace of Coins. Something new coming. A new presentation. Something new is coming. Knight of Coins. Yeah. It's all money. It's all money. So it's going to work. The Knight of Coins bringing a new. This is slow moving too. This Knight of Coins. So they're going to be presented with this, but it's a continuing resolution. So it's going to keep going on and on. And then we have the 8 of Coins, adding on, building on to something. So very short-lived. Which, you know, it's I'm happy for me to say that just personally, because I did call that a while ago. So I'm like, hey, good, you got a timing right, finally. I said that writer strike, actor strike was going to be done in 6 weeks. Uh-oh, I was wrong on that. But I did get the 6 right. It was 6 months. Bill Maher, he is back. So hopefully we'll get our comedy shows back. Hopefully. Yeah. All right. So I think we're going to avert a shutdown. Let's look at RFK Jr. So he is an anti-vaxxer. He, I think he got a vaccine and got really sick with it. I think. Not really sure. But he's a Democrat, and so now he may be flipping to the logical party of the Libertarians. What? What? How many people left? He and Rand Paul. Oh, that would be a ticket to ignore. Okay, RFK Jr. And the question was, if he runs as a Libertarian, is he going to pull any votes from Biden? And my thoughts on that are, if Biden is going to be so powerful, he is, and he's speaking really well. And I know that the ageism crap. Yeah, okay. But he is so powerful. The economy is going to be doing so well. His policies are really going to start taking effect soon. And I'm hoping, maybe the question is, are the Democrats going to get the messaging out? Let's read on that real quick, because that's it. Are the Democrats going to get their messaging out in an effective way? Are the Democrats going to get their messaging out in a powerful, effective way? Oh, dang. So we have the Four of Wands, which is Four Swords, which is a retreat card, which is a sickness card. But then we have the Knight of Wands. This is getting their messaging out, along with the Ten of Cups. So what is this Four of Swords? Normally, this is a sickness card or something. Oh, I don't have my microphone on. Okay. Normally, this is a sickness card. So let's just pull a couple of clarifiers on this sickness card, this Four of Swords. Because yeah, it does say that they're going to get their messaging out, and it's going to be good. But this Knight of Wands, you see, as he's walking up that hill, he's giving information out. He's walking up the hill a little bit, and he's looking behind him. And the card that is behind him is this card. And maybe that is that they're dealing with, oh, he's too old. So they're looking at that as they're walking up the hill. But look at that Ten of Cups. That's the Democratic card for sure, right? Even though there's no rainbow colors in this deck, the Fountain deck, they are balanced. They are celebrating. One is supporting the other. What is the Four? Oh, geez, cards flew out. The two cards that flew out, it's the Swamp and the Key to unlock it. So the Swamp is going to be talking about, oh, he's not able, he's not fit, he's not up for it. But the Knight of Wands moving forward is, yeah, and it's about the health. And they're about magic happens. Yeah, so they're going to go back and they're going to be saying, oh, the health issue, he's too old. Dianne Feinstein's passing probably isn't helping them forget, you know, how old he is. But this Knight of Wands, they're going to be aware of that, but they are going to get the message out with the Ten of Cups. Okay, thank you. Let's look at RFK now. RFK Jr. Libertarian. If he goes Libertarian. If he goes Libertarian. Will he pull votes away from Joe Biden? I'm here, you know, and again, I'm hearing no. Just because he's one of those Democrats, like Sinema. You know, it's like, you're not really a Democrat. You're kind of caucusing with them, sort of, maybe. RFK Jr., presidential hopeful. Huh. Yeah. Ooh. Ow. Ow. So, first card. I'm going to do a full spread on this rather quickly. The first card is the Magician. The Kennedy name is super, super powerful, right? Magic. The Kennedy name, magic. But it's being challenged with things being stabbed in the back with him. Let's drop this down. You can see what I'm looking at. Okay. At the base of the reading, walking away from sorrow, Eight of Cups. In the past, as it relates, is the King of Coins. Is he... I'm looking at his finances in the past. I mean, certainly we know the Kennedys have a ton of money at the top, going back to a simpler time. But he's living in a bubble. And the potential near future is the Queen of Coins. So it feels like there's a money issue here internally. Democratic card, Ten of Cups. He thinks he's doing something really good externally. Four Swords, illness, sickness. Maybe that's him getting sick from a vaccine when he was younger, and that's why he's anti-vax. And the potential hopes and fears is that his messaging will get out, the hope. The fear, my messaging won't get out. He's always looking to the past here a little bit. And the final outcome is the Four of Coins. Again, so there is a money issue here. And here's a money issue again with this. So, and another Lovers. He's got another bubble issue here. And the Five of Swords. So, it's a winning at any cost, but it feels like with this card that he's just walking on stilts. He doesn't have a really solid foundation. So I would say it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. All right. Sticking with this deck again. And we want to look at the Fani Willis case, lifting this up. Should have warned you before. The Fani Willis case. You can see Psychic Duck is smiling. And where we're going. So there were a number of things going on. Ooh, Jack Smith. He just... segue here. Jack Smith, I think it was today, wrote a letter to, what case is he involved in? Florida and D.C., I think. Man, I am really working my brain just trying to keep all this in line. So Jack Smith told one of the judges, I think it was Chutkin, saying, okay, we need a gag order on Trump, limited gag order. And I don't think that's what he wrote in his motion. It was probably a different word than gag. But this whole year, it's like, gag me. Can't we just move away from it? But he also said that Trump may have violated his his release, from being charged by holding onto that gun. Jack Smith brought it up. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So that's going to be fun to see how that plays out. He goes, he wasn't even supposed to receive it. And his website or whatever said he bought a gun. And then it was pulled down. But clearly he has a picture of him holding the gun, receiving the gun. Oh, Jackie. Don't play with Jackie. Jackie, well, anyway, sorry. Star. As I shuffle thinking about Jack Smith, the star. Now, boy, you think about tarot readers being in the political tarot readers being in the dark, inky waters. Jack Smith, he is in the dark, inky waters, and he's rising up as a star. Yay! Okay, sorry. I just get a little excited. Okay. People going, that's excitement. Yay! All right, so let's look at Fani Willis's case. Fani Willis. So she had the first flip. This guy was a businessman who was a bail bondsman. He owned a bond business. And he went into Coffee County, and they were trying to steal and look at machines, voting machines. And he was talking a lot with Sidney Powell, the Kraken attorney. He also had like a 1-hour phone call with Jeffrey Clark. And again, I can't not see that guy, unsee that guy standing out of his home in his underwear when the feds raided him. And they took his phone. He goes, hey, give me my phone back. Anyway. Sorry. So, how many more? How many more? Psychic Duck and I say lots more. This first guy. What is the significance? What do we need to know about the first guy pleading guilty? Now, it was quite unexpected for us, maybe not for her, but he's pleading guilty. He had to apologize to the voters of Georgia. Yeah, why didn't Dominion do that in their lawsuit with Fox? No, they just let it slide under the table a little bit. Maybe Smartmatic will say, oh, hell no. Anyway, and maybe it's the judge that says no. You got to add that to your agreement. I don't know how that works. Can a judge, if the two parties agree to terms, can the judge go, yeah, okay, you've agreed to terms, but I want to add another term? Can a judge do that? I don't think so. Anyway, the first guilty, and the guy also has to testify truthfully. What's so about this guy? What is it that's so about this guy, this integral part, taking a guilty plea? What is so about this guy with in regards with the case? So I'm using the Fountain deck, and I get the Fountain card. This card is unlimited possibilities. This card is, the way that I interpret it, it's all about staying in the center. That's where you find truth. And when you're to the edges, that's where you find non-truth, darkness, maybe a little light on this side, but on this side, really dark, but in the center. So where is this guy? This is unlimited possibilities for Fulton County. Are they following the money trail? Ooh, new beginnings. Let me drop this down. You can see what I'm pulling. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Fountain deck. In the past, as it relates, is he did not want to go to prison. Eight of Swords. Did not. Am I a little askew? There we go. In the past, he was looking at prison time. And he's going, let me see. Prison, two hands. Prison versus, I think he got 5 years probation, 250 hours of community service, a $5,000 fine. Is that right? I might have that wrong. Inconsequential to prison time. At the top of the reading, we have the moon. Oh, those other defendants, they have got to be shaken in their boots. They were trying to keep things secret by the light of the moon. This guy says, no, hell no, I'm not going to jail for this. He flips. He says guilty, the first one. Look at all the things coming out of the water. Oh, this is going to be big. And potential near future, there's still going to be some holdouts. Wow. And that's what I got with this Four of Pentacles, hanging on tight. Still going to be some. And is this 4 that hold out? 4 of the 19? Interesting. Here we have 10. Does that mean 10 are going to flip and be guilty? I don't know. We'll see. Internally, magic. What is so about this guy saying he's guilty? Magic is going to happen internally. Externally, people are underwater and they're going to be juggling. Do I flip? Do I say I'm guilty? Do I hold out? Hopes and fears. The Knight of Cups. The Knight in shining armor. Hopes and fears. Knight of Cups. I'm not sure how this plays into the hopes and fears position so much. So we'll just keep going on. That final outcome is the Empress. Oh, I think Fani Willis is this card here. King of Wands. This is huge. This is huge for Fani Willis. Look at that. New information coming. It's sending shockwaves through this world, through this legal whatever we have. And we have the High Priestess. There's more to come. More to come out of this that is a little unseen. Fani Willis is not, this isn't the end game of what she's got. She's got a lot more, the High Priestess and the Moon together, she's got a lot more secrets coming out. And she knows what she's doing. She's the Empress. And her team, this is like huge. Boom. All right, at the base of the reading, 4 Cups. This is sadness. This is the offer being presented that some people are not looking at. This 4 of Pentacles hanging on. This is an offer not being looked at. This is heartbreak. This is, let me offer you protection in this storm, as they build their case stronger and stronger with the Knight of Coins, slow-moving knight, methodically moving ahead to unbreak the chains of the devil energy, the addiction energy. Why are you still holding on to the possibility that you could go to prison over this Adderall guy? Oh, speaking of the Adderall guy, I got some bad news about the guy in the box. I got a call from the Department of Corrections, and they go, "We hear you have a pumpkin in the box." And I go, yeah. He goes, "Have you let Mr. Pumpkinhead out in the yard to get some sunlight, to get his 15 minutes of walk?" I go, "He's a pumpkinhead. He doesn't have legs." They go, no. You got to let him out and at least roll around in the sunlight." Really? So I got in trouble. God dang it. I did open up the box, and I told him, I said, "You lost your New York licenses for doing business." And his face got all scrunchy. I put it up on my community page if you guys hadn't seen it. That happened this week too. And so that is going to, that's going to take a while to play out, I think, because he's going to fight it. He's going to appeal it. He's really running out of a lot of money. Running through so much money. And I think he sold, did he sell his Chicago building? His Chicago building's in trouble too for using too much water to cool the building. And so the city is looking at it saying, "Hey, we already told you got to do this," and they didn't. What building did they sell? So I think he's already made some money from a sale of a building. He's just so deluded. All right. So let's clear the energy, can we? I don't want to talk about Mr. Pumpkinhead, but let me, before I go, let's just pull one to leave. I will be on tomorrow with Sunday with Spirit. Maybe a short one because I'm doing this today. And it's raining out here in California, which is nuts. So what are we leaving today with? And my focus goes to D Feinstein, Crossing the Bridge. And so what do we leave today? Shifting our energy for those that are watching. Thank you for staying with me to the end. What are we sending D Feinstein off? What's the last card? What do we get? What do we walk away with? We got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, and it says, seeding the light, laying the foundations, the divine plan. Beautiful. So we forget sometimes that there is a divine plan. Some will choose not to believe it, but we get so caught up in the day-to-day work that we tend to lose focus. So, of what the bigger picture is, I guess. So what's the bigger picture? What is Dianne Feinstein? Her path right now is she's looking at the bigger picture. You know, is she looking at her life's review in this moment in time and space as we know it? Because she is now in a different time and space, and that is totally different than what we know as time and space. So is she doing that? Is she looking at the bigger picture of what she did in her life? So maybe we should focus on that. But whatever it is, the card, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, the grandmother card, the wise woman that spoils us, that comforts us. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and love.